Hey, what's up everyone? My name's Chris Winter, and in this video I've got the brand new Canon T6, the T6i, and also the brand new Canon 80D, and I thought I would go through in kind of a simple way all the details and features of these cameras and why they'd be good for you. Now, if you guys didn't know, I'm actually giving away a Canon 80D or a Sony a6300, so make sure to subscribe if you want to enter into that draw. And guys, if you haven't seen it yet, definitely make sure to check out my top 10 list of the best cameras for under $1,200. Now, a couple of these cameras make it and some don't, so if you want to check it out, I'll put a link in the description box below and you can check that out. But anyway, let's take a look at some of the features of these three cameras. So let's take a look at these three cameras and figure out exactly which one will be good for you and why. So starting on the left here, we have the Canon T6, which is the cheapest of all of these cameras, coming in at around about $550. In the middle, we've got the Canon T6i, which also can be called a 750D. That comes in at around about $799. And on the right, we have the top of the line one here, the Canon 80D, which comes in at about $1,200. So let's start at the front of these cameras. Now, on the left here, we have the T6, which is actually using a Canon 18 to 55mm lens. Now, this is actually different to these lenses here, which are also 18 to 55mm lenses, but these are the STM lenses, which have better autofocus and they're also quieter. The 18 to 55mm lens that comes to the Canon T6, it's a little bit older and it doesn't have image stabilization, and it's also a little bit noisier. Now, if you look at the top of these cameras, you're going to start to notice quite a big difference. Now, on the Canon 80D, we have a lot more features than we do on, say, the Canon T6. Firstly, we have this top LCD screen, which can be fantastic if you want to be able to check out all your settings on the fly. And we've also got quite a number of different buttons here. We've got our autofocus, our drive button, our ISO, and our metering button. Now, on the T6i, you get a few more features. You get your metering button, you get your ISO and your display. Whereas on the T6, all you get is your pop-up flash button and the on-off button. So there's not a huge amount of options on the cheaper cameras, but you do get a few more on the Canon 80D. So another difference at the top of these cameras are their mode dials. So on the Canon T6 right here, we have a dial that can turn freely without a lock, and that's the same on the Canon T6i. Now on the Canon 80D, you can actually see that you have to press this button down first, and then what you can actually do is turn it. If not, it will be locked, which can be quite a useful thing if you don't want to change the setting that you're going to be in. Now, if we turn these cameras around, we're definitely going to start to notice quite a few differences here. Firstly, on the Canon T6, as you can tell right here, it doesn't have an articulating screen, which is something that both the T6i, the T6s, and the 80D all do. So with these cameras here, you can actually really turn the screen around, you can actually film yourself, and you can get a little bit better composition with these screens. This one here also isn't a touchscreen, whereas the T6i, T6s, and 80D are both touchscreens, which is a really nice feature, especially if you're going to be shooting a lot of video, because you can actually use the screen to touch and pull focus. Now, both the T6 and the T6i have a D-pad on the right-hand side here to go through your menus, which can actually be quite good. But on the Canon 80D, we also have another option right here, which is this scroll wheel, which can be a little bit faster sometimes, especially if you're going to be changing secondary settings. Another small difference though is that on the 80D and the T6i, we've got the menu and info buttons at the top left right here, which is a really good position. And on the T6, they're actually down here for the menu button and the display button at the top right here. So I do prefer having them on the left up here. So let's talk about using these cameras for video now. So we've got three different levels right here, really. The Canon 80D is going to be your absolute best bet for video. It's got a really good dual pixel autofocus system, and it's also got a few other features like time-lapse built in, and also 1080p 60 frames per second. The T6i and T6s are also really good for video. They've got something called hybrid autofocus, which will allow you to get similar quality autofocus to the Canon 80D. And on the bottom here, we've got the Canon T6, which is, its autofocus doesn't even really work in video mode. So in terms of autofocus, the best one's going to be the 80D. Next at best is going to be the T6i and T6s, and the last is going to be the T6. Now, the Canon 80D's also got a headphone jack as well, which can be really useful, especially if you want to monitor your audio. And these two cameras, the 80D and the T6i, both have microphone jacks, which can be really useful, whereas the T6 unfortunately doesn't have any microphone jack. So let's quickly talk about the burst rates of these cameras right here. Now, on the end we have the Canon T6, which has a burst rate of around about 3 frames per second, which sounds like this. In the middle we have the Canon T6i, which can take 5 shots per second. And then on the right hand side here, we have the Canon 80D, which is the fastest at 7 frames per second. So you can definitely notice that all of these cameras are going to be slightly different uses. The Canon 80D is going to be the fastest if you want to be shooting sports, wildlife and things like that. The T6i and the T6s are going to be fine for most occasions, and you'll probably want to limit your fast moving subjects with the Canon T6. So which camera should you choose? Well, if you're getting into the world of DSLR photography, I'd be more than happy for you to get the Canon T6. It's a budget-friendly option which has pretty good quality images, but just a few of the small features like a fast shutter speed and also good quality video, which you kind of be missing out on. If you're stepping up a little bit past your very first DSLR, I'd be more than happy for you to get the Canon T6i or T6s. It's got some really good features that have come down from the Canon 70D in a very nice, small and pretty budget-friendly package. And if you're looking to become a professional, or if you want to take your photography and videography really seriously, the Canon 80D is going to be great and should last for quite a number of years. It's a really nice camera. So that was just a brief rundown on some of the features of these three cameras. Hopefully you got something out of it. If you did, make sure to leave a thumbs up because that's always appreciated. And also guys, definitely make sure to check out my top 10 list of the best cameras for under $1,200. I'll put a link in the description box below. Hope you all have a fantastic day and I'll see you next time. Bye.